Salam everyone, hi. Today I'm going to be making some bath crayons and some soap with the leftover mixture. So this is something really great for kids. I've made bath crayons before, but I never used this mold. The mold I just featured just a few seconds ago. So it's the first time that I'm using this mold. And as you'll see later on in the video, I still need to get the hang of it. So I also added in my actual silicone molds as well. So firstly, you need soap. I'm using a melt and pour mixture soap. You can make your own soap as well. It's a bit of a longer process, but I just got this, and you can buy it online from quite a few stores. In any case, you cut it up small and you're going to put it on a double boiler. A double boiler is a pot with some water that's on a simmering type of temperature, and you just keep on mixing it and stirring it until it starts melting, as you can see there. I've also got the colors that I featured earlier on. So all I did was I mixed a little bit of water with the colors, and then I added in the soap into that water mixture. And that I'm going to be using to actually pour into the crayon mold, which I'm starting with first. It looks a little bit untidy, so like I said, I need to get the hang of it. So I need to do a bit more research around this. But yeah, it will work for my kids. I'm using a combination of a few colors. I'm using blue, yellow, green, as well as some purple. So I'm trying a different way to hold a mold. I think you're supposed to use bulldog clips, I think it's called that, but I didn't have that. In any case, you make do with what you have in your kitchen. So I'm using my silicone molds. I can actually take these out. They look like little bit sunflowers, and the kids will love it in the bath a bit later on. What I'm doing is I'm spraying on some spraying alcohol. The reason for this is so that it doesn't have bubbles. It's entirely optional. You don't have to. It is not actual real alcohol. It's actually just a synthetic type of alcohol that's used in soaps anyway to stop the bubbles. So I had a little bit of mixture left over in the cup. I'm just popping it in the microwave for a few seconds, and then I'm going to also try and add it onto this. This part is what you see is the actual soap that I decided to make with the leftovers. So after 2 hours, I unmold it, and this is what it looks like. It actually is still a bit soft, so you need to leave it to dry out. It's entirely optional as well. You can still use it at this point if you want, but I would suggest let it dry out so it firms up a bit and it's a bit more to the texture of like soap. But it's moldable right now, so it will melt quite easily in water if you have to put it under water right now. So I'm trying to open up the mold. As you can see, it didn't go all the way up because, as I told you, it's the first time that I'm using this type of mold, but it works anyway. My kids would still love it. They will not even notice the imperfections. In any case, I've used two colors here for the girls, which is the pink and purple, and I'm sure they will love it. I'm just neatening up the sides a little bit and the edges and the ends. So I got quite a bit of soap out of this. I used 1/2 kilogram of the soap mixture. It is olive oil, pure olive oil soap, so it's quite good for the skin. It's healthy for them. It shouldn't give anyone any allergies or any allergic reactions, but you can obviously test a small bit beforehand before using it for them in the bath. Now, the reason why I'm using the color one, it will be actually quite fun. They can write on their bodies, they can write on the bath, and clean up is a breeze. After I did the actual soap initially, it was a breeze to clean up because basically it's just soap. So some water and you're good to go. The dishes as well is quite easy to clear up. So I'm just unmolding all that I have. I'm just going to show you what they look like. And they're actually quite pretty, I must say. Oh, and I added in some fragrance. Earlier on, there was some berry fragrance that I had. So I added that in. It's entirely optional. You don't have to. The soap smells great on its own, just like that. So this is my mixture of the leftover soap that I have. I'm just unmolding it, and I'm going to be cutting it now. I've got a specific type of cutter that I actually got online from a place called Soap Barn. You can also get it from a lot of the hardware stores, I believe, to be able to cut it. So it looks like a huge big spatula, or a cake lifter for that matter. It's just iron and it helps to get through the soap much quicker and easier. So I'm just cutting it up here for you, and then you'll be able to see what it looks like. It's quite easy and simple to cut. On top of the soap itself, I sprinkled a little bit of lemongrass. So this is an adult version of the soap. You don't have to use it for the kids. But I actually adore the brown and the green on it. Look how colorful that looks. Don't you think so? Well, it was fun to make it. It doesn't take long to make it at all. Just a little few tips for you to know that the soap actually hardens quite quickly, so you need to work quite fast, because as I was busy with it, it melted and then it started getting hard and solid. Also, take care not to burn your soap, because if you put it on a very high temperature, it will burn and then it's basically useless to use. And try using rather a double boiler rather than a microwave, because a microwave has this burst of heat and it honestly doesn't heat up as well, and you could burn your soap. So if it's your first time, a double boiler. It's a lot of time and extra time, but I assure you and I guarantee you that it's well worth the wait. So after this, you would have beautiful, really great smelling soap. If you want to gift them as well, you can. I would like to put them in like a little organza bags if you want, and cellophane as well. But make sure, like I said, you dry it out, because it's going to start sweating. So they start getting moist at the bottoms and around the edges as well. It's not a problem. It's not that your soap is spoiled. You can still use it. It's just it will have that little bit of sweaty texture on the outside of it. So I covered the crayon soap with the crayon paper that I had, the actual template. So I think it looks okay for the first time that I used that mold. Normally I use the long, they almost look like they ice cube trays, but they look like little sticks. I use that. Don't you think that this looks beautiful? I really think so. I'm proud of myself. Give it a try. If you need to know where I bought the soaps from, it's actually the soap mixture I bought it from Soap Barn. Yeah, you can get it also from Fun with Soap and there's a few other places. So enjoy. Bye.